Yes, yes. He was turning around. I thought, when are we going live? Hello, everybody. Good morning from my side of the world. And good evening for Anya. She's in Australia. She's way more ahead than we are. Welcome again. This is Natasha coming live to you from Spain. And yes, today I'm going to do my day 9 of the 10-day Go Live challenge. And I thought, who no better to invite than Anya, because she's a fellow mommy that has constructed her business also online, and we're going to talk about that. This is perfectly compatible for anybody, for all mothers. So yes, you don't have to be just a mother. You can even have a career online and do both things, and especially with our system, because it works around your life and not the other way around. So, Anya, introduce yourself to us, please.
Sure, awesome.
Mm.
Thank you for having me on your page. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name is Anya. I'm a digital business owner. That's how I met this beautiful girl, Natasha here, my beautiful partner. And, we like to come on so you guys can get to know us more as well. So, I'm a mum as well. And I have 2 beautiful kids that keep me going, keep me motivated. And that's my reason why I started this online journey.
Hmm. So, well, I mean, of course, your kids. So, what does freedom mean to you? Because that's a big point of that why we all started this business, to have more freedom, to have more time, of course, to spend with our families. So, what does that mean? What does freedom mean to you?
Sure. So for me, freedom is being able to work around my kids, being able
Mm.
to have my own flexible hours, not my kids get sick and then, you
Mm.
have to ask for hours
Oh
to
gosh, yeah.
look after them. And then, they look at you bad because you're asking for hours. So
Mm.
you feel bad like that you have to not work to be there for your kids. Or,
Mm.
like I wanted to know that I didn't miss out on milestones, with my son. I missed out on a lot of moments him growing up because I had to leave him in after school care. I had to leave him with other people sometimes, because he'll finish school and I wasn't finished, and I hadn't finished my classes or my work or anything like that. So it was just really hard, and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I wasn't getting
Yeah.
anywhere. Um, Also, like before I started this business, I had lost my job, and I've always been really productive, and I've always wanted to work, get ahead in life. But I sort of settled when I was working. Yeah. Like I always wanted to have that vision of, oh my God, I want to have my business and this and that. And, at the time, my business was, I want to do hairdressing because, when I have kids, I'm like, when I have kids, I want to be able to be there for them, and I can do this at home and this and that.
Mm.
But then I had kids, and I'm like, how do I do hairdressing? People are not going to want to have a kid in the background crying
Yeah.
while I'm doing their hair, and it's a
Mm.
bit like, no, it doesn't really
Mm.
work for me. So that's when I thought, okay, and like I said, I lost my job, so going back to that stage, I had my son already at the time. And, like I had settled, I had forgotten about that dream that I want to have a business, I want to achieve these things in my life. And
Mm.
I hadn't done that, and it only hit me in the face when I actually lost my job. New
Yeah.
owners took
True.
over, and
Yeah.
I was left with nothing, and I was just like, oh my God. And I felt so, I don't even know how to put it. Like, there's nothing wrong with not being able to work, but for me, it
Mm.
meant a lot. I felt
Yeah.
useless. I felt like
Yeah. Me
I hadn't
too.
accomplished anything. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
Like other people might not feel that, and that's okay. But for me, that's how
Mm.
I felt. It
Yeah.
was just heartbreaking, and I couldn't even explain it.
Mm.
I think at the time, I don't think my partner understood that, but
Mm.
I'm always like, hands on. To me, it was just like really depressing. I was down on
Mm.
myself. I didn't know what to do. And I started, studying. I started to look for different things on what I could
Mm.
do around my kid. And then after, when I finally had my daughter again, that's when I found this amazing business that I was just like, what, is this real? Or like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because it's giving me all the things that I
Yeah.
actually wanted as
Yeah.
as a young person, but I didn't know how I was going to get here. Like I said, my first thing was I want to be a hairdresser. I want to have kids. At that time I didn't even have kids. So it was
Oh
crazy. Like, it
gosh.
was crazy. I didn't even know I was going to have kids.
Yeah.
I had kids like 10 years later. I didn't even
Mm,
have kids that
yeah.
at that time. But
Um,
yeah, and I got that. I got what I wanted. I got to be able to, spend time at home with my kids now, run my business, around them, being able to travel, have holidays with them. They just finished their holidays, but I'm able to go out with them whenever, be with them at home. It doesn't mean that I have to go out all the time, but I can be
mm,
at home with them and look
yeah.
after them and not leave
Exactly.
them like for someone else to look
Yeah.
after my kids. I
Mm,
raised them myself, and I'm happy doing that. So
yeah.
that's what freedom means to me.
Mm. Gosh, oh my God, it's like listening to my own story because it's nearly exactly the same, except I'm a bit older than you, of course. My kids are teenagers already, but the story is so similar because I did my hairdressing career because I had that idea as well in my head. I want to have kids and hairdresser, especially in the Netherlands. A lot of people, a lot of women, they do hairdresser or beautician, and they
Yeah,
just fix up a room in their house and do it from there.
yeah,
So I because I wanted a family, so I thought, okay, I have to do something that I can do from home,
yeah,
and and be there. So
yeah,
exactly, I did hairdressing, but then we came to Spain. I did get pregnant before I moved here, so I miscarried twice. So I threw the whole thing. I don't even think about it. I want something new. I want something different. So my dad came with the idea to come to Spain. So that's how
yeah,
we landed up here. So I didn't do anything with my hairdressing career. I didn't like it anymore. I did like to do it with, going to people's house and, people called me, oh, can you do my hair and things like that. I like that, but not working in a salon for somebody else. I didn't like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So, yeah, and just like you, I lost my job. I lost my job just previous to me starting this business. And I was really pissed off. I was so mad. I thought, how dare they fire me? For all the work I've done, I didn't even get a thank
yes,
you. I didn't even get a proper, you're fired.
yeah,
It was like, oh, and it took me a while to get over myself.
yeah,
But now, yeah, now when looking back, I think, yeah, it was an eye opener because probably if I didn't get, if I didn't lose my job, I might not have been here, because
exactly.
I didn't even know these things existed, online businesses and stuff like that. Yeah, and just one day looking at this, and I thought, oh my God, this was just made for me.
Yes, yes, isn't
This
that
was
right?
made for me. Oh
Yeah,
gosh. Okay,
it
now
was there was a
I'm back
higher
working.
purpose. Sorry?
Yeah, exactly. Things happen for a purpose. That's what they say. So
Yeah,
yes, just like you, I've been able to stay at home with my kids. Now they're teenagers, so they don't need me as much. So that's why I started to go back at work to work
yeah,
again, and an extra income stream. Of course,
yeah,
it's always good, and especially when you're alone. So,
yes,
but that period of time, I was being, at least I had the choice to be there, and be present, and yeah, and then
yes.
especially those years, the change of primary school to high school and hormones and all that.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, yes.
So
Tell me
yeah,
about
I was there at the right time. So yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So how do you handle your business with around your life? How do you structure your how does a day in your life look like?
Sure. Okay. So pretty much how I structure my business is now because my little one has, started school now, it's a little bit easier
It's
because
easier, yeah.
before I had her here all the time. So
Mm.
if you actually check out my pages, you'll see it was a bit crazy. Sometimes it would happen like she'll be quiet. As soon as I go live, she'll start screaming and jumping on me. It's a bit crazy like that. Yeah. But I was being real. I was showing what it is like to be an online business owner and a mother at the same time. And, I was committed to my business. So I was trying to show up for everyone. Okay. So now it's a little
Mm.
bit easier because I don't have a baby that's there climbing on me. I still do at times, but not all the
Mm.
time now. Like, they're more settled. And, yeah, so I work around them, like right now I'm here with them, I just came back from doing stuff with them. There are after school things that they do. I just take my business in my back pocket because it's on my phone. If anyone, wants to reach out to me, I'm there. I can answer them. It's great that we have phones now. It's like a little computer that you can just carry with you. Can you imagine that back in the days that we're having a
Oh my
computer?
God.
It'd be crazy. We wouldn't be able to do it. But now it's so
Mm,
easy. It's so suitable for any parent to
yeah.
have that. And there's so many as well as that. There was probably all this equipment that you needed back in the days to create videos, to create content and things like that. But hey, now we have it easy. We've got apps that we can
True.
use, and it makes
True.
it easier for us to show up professional,
Mm, yeah.
do our marketing, our
Exactly.
attraction marketing in the right ways, make it easier for us. So I do that. And sometimes, while I'm waiting, I look at what they're doing and stuff, but sometimes, I'm not always, because they do the same sort of things always. I
Mm,
sit down and I create my content while I'm waiting for them. That's
yeah.
just
True.
what I do. And I structure that around my business. Like
Exactly.
today, I sat down for a few hours and I just, created short form videos while I was just, while my kids were at school as well. So that's
Mm,
pretty much what I do. I work around them. If they're at school or if they're in their activities or whatever it is, I try to fit that in. Or sometimes, after my little one goes to bed, I make sure that
mm,
I do stuff for my business as well. We have amazing training and we have it live, or we can choose to watch a replay as well.
mm, yeah.
So that's really helpful because sometimes, we're not always available at that time.
True.
And even for other countries, like I think for you, it's probably not even at the
Mm,
right time. It's probably in the middle of the night. So it's crazy,
yeah.
and we have that flexibility. We have the
Exactly.
flexibility to catch up. We're not missing out. If you
True.
go into other courses, you don't have that. It's either
No.
you attend or you miss
Yeah.
out. And that's it. It's
Yeah.
not
It
recorded for
is
you.
true. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to sign up for this meditation thing for
Yeah.
4 days, and it was a certain hours. And you don't even you have a recorded version. They don't send you a replay
Oh,
like And I
oh,
thought, okay, so I have to do this at that hour, and it's a pain. Not everybody can do that, and especially if
yeah.
it's worldwide. I mean, I think they should consider things like that. And it's like you said in our training, you can access it 24 hours. There's always somebody available, and you can always catch replays in your own time. That's why this system works for a lot of many people, because it just
Yeah.
it just fits around your own schedule.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Mm,
Yeah, I love that as well because, like I said, with that training, our community and how we're all structured, we all help each other out, and that's how we grow because we sort
yeah.
of interact with different like ideas on what works for some people might not work for the other, but because there's a few of us, we just get ideas from each other and we grow faster like that. And that's what's important about having a coach and a mentor that's done something. Um,
Mm,
that is ahead of us. So if you're looking to start something, make sure you look for something that is going to give you support and
exactly.
also mentoring and coaching, and they're going to be there for you because you need that. You don't want to make mistakes, or you don't want to make the process longer. You want to make sure that you
Exactly.
have the right person there to help you out. So I
Mm,
think we have a business in a box where we can just
oh
have
yes.
a bit of
Mm,
everything. Yeah. So
yeah.
that's what I love about it, and that's how I structure my day. Just around
Mm,
my kids, because that was my main focus on why I started in the first place. So
mhm.
whenever they're at school, whenever they're after school things that they do, I try to incorporate my posting and all that stuff that I need to do
Exactly.
behind the scenes. I do all that, and that's how I work around my business, and I love it because if
Yeah.
I was working in a physical shop,
Mm, mm,
I'd have to close every time, I have to
yeah.
do something, I have to leave, I'd have to close the shop. And on
Yeah.
top of that, I'd have to buy, all these products and stuff. Like where would I store them? Like serious, like,
Yeah.
and sometimes
True.
you don't sell products, you know what I mean? Like if you buy all
Yeah.
these products, then you're stuck with these things if you don't sell
Yeah.
them. So
True. And then
you
what?
don't need
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. You don't have the room, and plus you don't have the room for all for all of
Yes,
it. You have to
exactly.
arrange shippings and all that stuff. We don't have to handle all that. It,
No.
it's it, it's much more easier. It's much more easier. But I didn't
Yeah.
know all these online existed. Like Amazon, Shopify, and all those whatever. And
Yeah.
everybody can have their choice, no, which is fine. You do what fits you and what suits you. But I'm not the selling type, so I don't see myself, selling makeup or candles or stuff like
Yeah.
that. So you need to sell a lot of makeup to make a living.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
So no,
Exactly.
this was the perfect fit for me. Do you
Exactly.
have any last tips you can share with our viewers? How, I don't know, tips for creating balance or why this is so suitable for us parents?
Yeah. Okay. So why you create balance is because you can do your own things. It's not just for parents. Yeah. It's not for, like, for me,
Yeah,
I'm talking from my experience because I'm a
yeah,
parent. Yeah. But it's not just for
exactly.
parents. You can create
Mm,
balance by being able to travel more,
mm,
because the same thing, if you're at a job,
exactly.
you won't have time to travel. If
That's true.
you have to take time off.
Mm,
The same thing if you've got 2 3 jobs or whatever, like, you have to leave this work to go to another one and things like that, and you end up super tired.
yeah,
This, you can do a, as well, like a lot of people do it as a plan B, and
exactly.
they work and they do the same thing, just like I was saying, in
Mm,
between my kids schedule, they do it on the lunch breaks or dinner breaks or
mm,
whatever it is,
yeah, true.
and they just incorporate it like that. So it's really flexible for anyone. It's not just what for one particular person.
Mm,
We have people from all ages doing this. Okay. So it is really, really easy to follow.
mm,
You just have to be like willing to learn, because a lot of people say, oh, yes, they're like, oh, they think I'm going to join and I'm just going to create miracles just overnight. It doesn't work like that. Okay. We're being realistic here. So
mm,
you need to put in the work. Okay. You need to put in the effort. You need to be willing to learn. You want to do things so people can win your trust, and what you're talking about. You don't want to look like you're lost. You don't know what you're
mhm,
talking about. You're not
exactly.
showing up as a professional or anything like that. You're clueless. So that's why we have all these trainings to prepare us. It's our own business. We're not going to have someone telling us at this time you have to
Yeah,
do this. At this time,
mm,
no,
mm,
it's your business. It's like, if it doesn't get done, who's to
yeah,
blame?
exactly.
Yourself.
Yourself. Yeah, true,
Exactly. So,
true.
you need to show up. So
Mm,
that's why, I like saying things like this, because we need to be real. Yeah.
yeah,
It is a
yeah. You need to
business.
show up for your. You need to show up for your business. You can't blame anybody else for
Exactly.
not having results.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. You need to show up for your business and make
Mm,
time for it.
mm,
Schedule time for it. You don't need a lot of time because, like
mm,
I said, it's a business in a box, and 90% of the work is done for you. So that's a
mm,
lot.
mm,
And
mm,
you just need to create a bit of content, whenever you
mm.
can, even like schedule it.
Yeah,
There's ways to schedule
yeah,
posts on different apps.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
you
easy.
have to make it work for you, you know.
Hmm.
We all have our own ways of running our businesses, but
Yeah,
you can't say you don't have time because we all make the time. We
exactly.
all have busy schedules, you know. Everybody has busy schedules.
Yeah.
So that's no excuse. And that's no excuse for just giving up on your dreams and not doing anything, you know. Right?
Exactly. And that's what I say to myself. Yeah, at the start it might feel like, oh, because you're learning, everything
Hmm.
takes time to learn, yeah. So at the start it might feel a little bit overwhelming stuff, but once you get used to doing the same thing over and over, it just gets easy.
Exactly.
Like,
And you don't
you're
have to
like,
learn
just
and you don't have to learn everything straight away.
exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
beauty of it. You can get your business up and running and learn
yeah,
and earn on the go. I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah.
you go to university, you have to finish first before you can get a job and then start earning money, you know? Like,
Yes. And you need to get
mm,
experience and you need to do all
yeah,
these. Like, sometimes they
exactly.
don't even hire you. Even though
Yeah.
you've got a degree, they don't even
Mm,
hire you because you don't
yeah,
have the
because you don't have any
experience.
speed. Yeah,
Exactly. So,
true.
hey, why don't you just
Yeah.
invest in yourself?
Exactly.
Find out what it is that we do. If you're curious,
Yeah,
go, like, ask
absolutely.
us, reach out to us, ask us, what it is that you want to learn, and
Mm,
learn about what we do. And we're going to be there to, like, help you, guide you, and tell you what we do, and guide you in the right direction. And then it's up to you if you think it's right for you or not.
mm,
But just, be willing to invest for yourself, because the best
exactly.
investment you can do is for yourself. Yeah,
That's right.
learn, get the skills that you need. And like I said, sometimes it's not just going to uni and that's going to
That's
get you
right.
success. It doesn't work like that. It's not even like
Yeah,
that anymore, I don't think.
no.
A lot of people are becoming successful without even going to uni. So it's
Good.
not really the answer. I'm not telling you here you can't go to uni.
Mm,
Don't think that that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Go,
Mm-hmm.
if you like it, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping you. Go make your dreams happen. But
Mm,
hey, there's other ways as well. There's other easier
so,
ways that you
so,
can do it as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Wow, that was great. Thank you so much, Anya, for sharing. I mean, you see,
Thank
guys,
you.
anything is anything is possible, and we didn't put any excuses either. We saw this, we grabbed our opportunity, and we went all in. I mean, there's no such thing as halfway, just taking a peek. No, go for it. I mean, you have to take chances in life, and the whole point of us showing up here and showing up faces is because it's real. Otherwise, we wouldn't be wasting our time here. And I'm going to
Exactly.
just leave you with this. Success isn't just money, it's waking up excited, having time for what matters, and building on your terms. So, guys, this
Wow.
is the place to be.
I love it. That's a good one. That's a good quote. I love that. Thank
Yes,
you for
I
sharing
thought
that.
it was suitable for our chat today.
Yes, it is.
Thank
It's
you
very
so much,
suitable. Thank
Anya.
you.
I wish you a great evening, the rest of your evening. You've got a few hours left before you go to bed.
Yeah. Yes.
I still have my
Thank
whole
you.
day ahead. So thank you so much for being here with me. Normally we do it with a few more people on Saturday, but everybody's busy today. So
Yeah.
yes, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching, say hi to us, or if you have any questions, reach out to either one of us about this business if you want any more information. So thank you guys for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.